Hi everyone, my name is Vimal Venkatram. I'm the country manager India. I want to start with a little bit of an introduction. Today, as we look at it, data has become the bread and butter for organizations that are looking to leapfrog into the future and ride the wave of digitalization. We are so well aware of how organizations bank on data to track business results, build decisions, engage customers, define and create products, forecast trends, among other critical activities. Everywhere that we look, we can very well find pertinent instances of how data is intricately woven into every aspect that the organizations engage in, be it internal or external. Today, when we look at it around, irrespective of the industry, whether it's financial services, manufacturing, retail, government, healthcare, born in the cloud, digital natives, today the C-suite or anyone in the organization cannot do without data. And all their engagements need up to the minute or sometimes up to the second dashboards fueled by data from many parts of the enterprise, sometimes also from external organizations and external parties to make timely data-driven business decisions. If we look at outside our own organization, we can notice examples of how retailers, for example, share sales data with their vendors to manage logistics, how healthcare providers securely could potentially share patient data with vendors that could provide ancillary products and with other business partners to analyze data to assist and improve medical services. Data today is additionally a resource used and consumed between organizations to collaborate on business plans, mutual initiatives, or joint ventures. Now, let's talk about how do we manage data the right way. I think it's very important to understand that today data is no longer a transaction that is limited to collection and shallow analysis. With the right systems, tools, and processes in place, data can transform enterprises, however big or small, to deliver unprecedented growth and innovation. Data today, if it is managed in the right way, it is an irreplaceable asset and delivers diverse enterprises from a gain perspective where you can now have a lot of competitive advantage. For example, enterprises today, if you're armed with superior data capabilities, which are powered by advanced cloud data platforms, you can now operate a lot more efficiently and definitely a lot more securely as well. Data that is converted into insights using cloud data platforms empower you with enhanced understanding of what your market allows you to swiftly deliver, let's say, better personalized, customer experiences, creating superior and tailored products for new customers or even upselling and cross-selling to your existing customers. How can we now explore new market opportunities, for example? Now, as a data provider yourself, you could potentially also securely monetize your data and create self-service relationships between your own organization and an endless number of data consumers. In fact, 47% of global data and analytics decision makers report their organizations currently commercialize data according to Forrester. Everything from internal strategic decisions to external personalized content delivery can be easily optimized with data. The search for advanced data capabilities spans across many different industries and applications. I think it's also pertinent to say that when we talk about how the worldwide spending on public cloud services is rising very rapidly, and not only across the world, but also in India, the pandemic today, I think, has also accelerated the interest in cloud computing. And CIOs today have never been more enthusiastic to migrate their mission critical data from their traditional on-premise systems to the cloud and reap the benefits of a unified and integrated platform that deliver virtually unlimited scale and concurrency. And I think today, as enterprises traverse the new normal, cloud computing and cloud data platforms are only set to further evolve and become integral to sustain success. These technologies will no longer be limited to one-off use cases such as an application or infrastructure migration, for example, Rather, their utilization will transcend pedestrian activities, as we call it today, and become one with remarkably complex technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, the Internet of Things, and powering the data economy, and much, much more. So let's talk about what is stopping enterprises today from going all in and benefiting from cloud capabilities, and how do customers today, how do they bridge that gap? I think despite overwhelming evidence that data can truly metamorphosize enterprises, enabling them to become undisputed leaders, we still find that multitude of organizations out there have not been able to fully tap into this enormous and sustainable benefits of this upcoming arena. The fact of the matter is that most companies still struggle to realize their full business value and from their cloud initiatives. What we're also seeing is, for example, there are a lot of data silos which are generated in every customer organization today. Now, these could be, for example, a typical infrastructure cloud. This could be your own custom applications on the on-premise systems, could be some kind of custom applications on the public cloud, could be packaged software as a service applications. And all these data silos are preventing true value realization because they don't talk to each other. And customers typically don't have a single source of truth. Now, when we want to focus, for example, on creativity cohesion to bridge this cloud gap, what is the difference between the proverbial haves and the have-nots when it comes to the cloud computing world? How can companies today bridge the gap and successfully convert a deluge of data into all these various different data silos into invaluable insights and reinvent the wheel? Successful organizations today primarily are those that have employed a holistic cloud strategy and fundamentally reshaped their way of working and invested in major upskilling. They are the ones who continue to remain committed to their vision of the future, and in doing so, focus on creating a lot of business value, delivering seamless change, and engage and cultivate solution orientation partnerships. Ultimately, it all boils down to the organization having the right data infrastructure to effectively derive insightful information from a vast amount of data. And that foundation starts where so many organizations are looking to bring their teams into the future, the cloud. Now, let's talk a little bit about the rise of the data cloud. What we're talking about today is that many factors underpin the corporate world's shift to the cloud. The rise of cloud-based workloads has led to a proliferation of connected devices, applications, social media, which has resulted in an explosion of digital data. According to IDC, there'll be 175 zettabytes. You heard that right, 175 zettabytes of data, and nearly half of this will be stored in public cloud environments by 2025, up from about 30% today. Now, conventional data warehouses or data platforms haven't been designed to handle this kind of a vast volume, variety, or velocity of data. These legacy systems present operational challenges such as limited storage, low compute capacity, and definitely rigidity when it comes to scaling up or scaling down based on business demands. And historically, we have struggled in terms of data and overcoming all these different data silos. Data was essentially siloed in different applications, like I said earlier, which is making it extremely challenging and frustrating for enterprises to mobilize and blend data hidden in all these little nooks and crannies. These constraints are more often than not forcing companies to buy additional capacity that they may never use, leading to high wastefulness of limited capital. And today, I think, fortunately, the solution lies within the data cloud. The data cloud is a global network of data that sits at the intersection of the infrastructure cloud and the application cloud. Silos dissipate as data cloud combine disparate sources of both structured and even semi-structured data into a single platform or a single source of truth. It connects customer data and supplier data with third-party providers, for example, as well as potentially other data partners, thereby unlocking unmatched business value. Data cloud platforms like Snowflake have really blown up the boundaries that have existed for decades in terms of scale, volume, and compute capacity. And this has created an ocean of opportunities for organizations to mobilize internal as well as external data that they can access from partners or data providers. These data cloud platforms pioneer data transformation and completely reimagine and reinvent cloud computing. Now, let's look at a few benefits of the data cloud. One, definitely scalability. Because these data clouds are built on the public cloud platform, they have near instant elasticity and scalability. And this really helps customers scale up as per their business demands or even scale down as per their business demands as well. Now, the traditional on-premise data platforms have physical limitations based on the actual physical server sizes, for example. Cloud data platforms really can work at limitless scale. The second thing that we see is speed. Cloud data platforms fundamentally offer very fast performance, and this amount of compute capacity can unleash results in workload computing orders of magnitude faster than they ever did before. Workloads that would sometimes take 3 or 4 hours can take sometimes less than 3 minutes on these cloud platforms. And with latency enormously diminished, this completely transforms what is now possible with this data. The other important aspect is concurrency. Now, when we look at allowing many users as we democratize data within an organization, the number of users who access these systems is only going to increase exponentially. And these data cloud platforms like Snowflake can truly add value by being highly concurrent and adding as many users to access the platform without any resource contention. And finally, this is a huge boon for example, small and medium businesses. Snowflake is partnering with many SMBs across the world in their data transformation journey because their utility model has been a key differentiator, and it has empowered many such businesses to explore possibilities and employ greater creativity and experimentation. And finally, let's talk a little bit about how do you choose the right solutions partner. When choosing solutions on a cloud optimized architecture, ideally companies should look for elasticity as a primary feature, enabling you to scale up and down on the fly. A single source of truth or a centralized storage for all the data that you generate, with the structured, semi-structured, and potentially unstructured data as well. Independent scaling of compute and storage resources, complete resource isolation, near unlimited concurrency, loading and querying data simultaneously without degrading performance, potentially replicating data across multiple regions very easily to enhance business continuity. And how do you share data securely without setting up any sort of APIs or any cumbersome ETL procedures? Now, finally, I'd like to conclude by saying, throughout the industry, the appetite for data has never been greater. And now, thanks to the data cloud, connecting data and sharing it across the organization is no longer the daunting task it used to be. It's pertinent to also note that the organization's motives for data cloud adoption is not just about the application or the migration or even running workloads to bring efficiencies in the short term. In fact, companies today are now starting to realize the potential long-term impacts of growth and innovation that can result from transitioning their data sharing practices, for example, to a cutting-edge cloud-based solution. For early such adopters, the sky is truly the limit. The paradigm has shifted. With that, I'd like to thank everybody to come on this today.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.